AITA for not moving treadmills at the gym, so two friends could run next to each other. Original post. I'm training for a marathon, and I was doing intervals on a treadmill at the gym in my apartment the other day. My apartment gym is small. There are only 3 treadmills, but it works for what I need, since I basically only use it if the weather prohibits me from running outside. Of the 3 treadmills, the middle one is my favorite. It is newer and smoother, and the console is higher. So on that day, I was doing my 5-foot on/1 off intervals on the middle treadmill when these 2 people got in front of the treadmill to get my attention. I thought it was an urgent matter, so I took one headphone out, but they just asked if I could move to one of the side treadmills. They said they wanted to run next to each other and asked if I could move to one of the treadmills on the side. I said no and put my headphone back in. I thought that would be the end, but they stayed in front of me, waving in front of me and nagging. I couldn't hear their exact words through my headphones. When I got to my rest period, I asked what was up. They asked why I wouldn't move and I said, I'm doing intervals. They looked at me confused and said I could just move, and it would take like 5 seconds. I told them if they wanted this treadmill they should have gotten here before I did, and to stop bothering me. I didn't have the necessary breath to explain this, but since I was doing very strict interval training that was programmed, I couldn't interrupt it. Also, it would just throw off my vibe. Also, the middle treadmill is my favorite, and I was there first. When I got to the lobby, one of the girls was waiting for me. She told me I was very rude and that I should be banned from the gym for my conduct. I was like, girl, it's a treadmill. It's not that deep. She said I was lucky she didn't film me and get me in a Joey Swole video. Mind you, I'm a girl too. At this point, of the guys working the front desk came up and asked if she was bothering me. She was getting very heated and I was staying calm. I said yes. He told her to leave me alone, or he would call security. The girl begrudgingly left. When I retold this story to my friends, all my running friends were fully with me. One of them was like, interrupting someone's workout should be a felony. Some of my non-running friends, however, were a bit on the fence. Some of them think it was rude that I didn't give an explanation. I was out of breath because I was doing intervals. One of my friends also brought up a point that while I'm a runner and I use the gym for sport-specific training, most other residents probably use that gym more casually, and it's not fair for me to expect them to meet the same gym standards and I should have just moved, or at least explained. Was I an AH for not moving? People's opinions, hi. I don't run. If something is chasing me, well, I've had a good life. My vote is a huge NTA. These girls need to grow up. We're not talking swings at recess. These are treadmills. It's first come, first serve. They can chit-chat on their own time, or wait for you to finish. If they want, they can shout at each other from either side of you, if they absolutely had to talk right then and there. You're an actual athlete. You shouldn't have to compromise a training session, so the besties can hold hands, or whatever. NTA, it doesn't matter if it is a gym, or coffee shop table, or airplane seats. If 2 people want to be side by side, they need to plan for it. That may mean arrive early, or go at an off-peak time, or purchase 2 seats together. No, or perhaps sorry no, used to be acceptable answers, but many people have found that if they bug you enough, you give in just to avoid the hassle. If the middle treadmill is the better one, perhaps suggest to management that they move it to one side because I'm sure you are not the only one who prefers it, and your situation probably happens other times too. NTA. Your friend who says that most residents probably use that gym more casually than you do is missing the point that majority doesn't rule here. It is fair for you to expect to be able to use the gym that you pay for in the way that works for you. There is a difference in the machines, and you were in your zone. Also, the fact that the guy from the front desk asked you if this girl was bothering you tells you how someone who knows that gym saw all this. NTA. You had me at, they stood in front of my treadmill while I was working out and had headphones on, waving their arms to get my attention. Unless it's to tell me that the building is on fire, there's absolutely no situation in which that's acceptable, no matter what you want to ask me. So I'm not a runner and a low-level gym user. Yes, it's annoying for someone to use the middle treadmill, so that means if I use a treadmill too, I have to be next to them, and we have no space between. I'd prefer an empty one between us. But that's life. The middle one is the one you like. Go for it, and you don't need to move for anyone. NTA at all. Communal spaces means you deal with the gym as it is, and how people already there are using it. I'd never even try to speak to someone on an active workout, and the times I've asked people a question during rest, I accept the answer. I've gotten brave enough like 3 times to ask someone texting while sitting on machines when they be done. They give me and move on with my life. I had a similar experience at our office gym. There are 7 treadmills facing a wall and I had my headphones in and was fast walking on one. The others were empty. I saw movement to the side and a lady was setting herself up for a workout but kept staring at me. She walked on 2 different treadmills for about a minute each, then stood on and stared at me from the next one over until I took out my earbud. She matter-of-factly stated, "That's my machine. I need to walk on that one." There were still 6 empty treadmills. I had never seen this woman before, but for sure did not work with her. I was surprised and annoyed, so I just gestured to the screen and said, "I've got 20 minutes to go," and put my earbud back in. She mimed frustration and then packed all her stuff and left. NTA. The gym is open to anyone who lives in the building. You were in the middle of your workout and they interrupted you. You owed them no explanation as to why you needed that treadmill, because as far as I know gym etiquette, it's a first come, first served basis. I personally love her thread of a Joey Swole video, because I'm pretty sure that Joey would have told her to mind your own business, do better,